Our mission is to bring conquerable solutions to the world's unconquerable people. We do this by effectively matching up the skills, abilities, and resources of our volunteers with identified sustainable humanitarian causes and organizations around the globe. The Kibera slum, also known as the People's Settlement, is the largest slum in Nairobi and one of the largest urban slums in Africa. Kibera consists of multiple villages, some planned developments and some not, and the entire area is home to an estimated 700,000 people. The majority of people living in Kibera lack access to basic services, including electricity and running water. Based on this, we learned that a main focus for the area and many local NGOs, including Rotary International and the Invictus initiative, is to provide sanitation programs, including ways to improve garbage, sewage, and contaminated water. The main objective in Kibera was to build relationships and identify projects for the future. Our next stop was a small town in the western province of Kenya, about an hour north of Lake Victoria, called Sigomre. Sigomre is home to about 45,000 people, and the major source of income is agriculture. A number of villages make up Sigomre, however the main language spoken there is Luo, which is one of 42 tribal languages in Kenya. The purpose of our visit there was to continue building relationships with the community, implement projects that were developed throughout the last year, and identify new ones for the future. We taught budgeting, finance, and record keeping to farmers and common interest groups with an end goal of sustainable economic development. The first project that we participated in was assisting a Rotarian from Evergreen, Colorado with a budgeting, finance, and record keeping lesson for several farmers and common interest groups. The goal was to cover concepts that will eventually lead to sustainable economic development. The money exchanged by way of business transactions in most Kenyan villages is never recorded. Therefore, the concept of determining whether any particular venture resulted in a profit or a loss is almost non-existent. We did a role play, gave example transactions, and had a small group discussion, which led to understanding the importance of planning, which again is absent in Kenyan life, partially based on minimal seasonal change. We distributed 50 solar-powered light bulbs to students at a local secondary school by assigning an essay competition. The prompt for the essay was, why is your education important to you, and what skill, ability, or resource will you use to change the world? These light bulbs allow students to study at night since there is no electricity in residential homes. The importance of these bulbs is based on the need for graduating seniors to receive a B+ or higher on the high school exit exam, in order to receive government funding to continue on to college. Without scoring a minimum of a B+, students are required to pay their own way in college, making it almost impossible for those students to continue their education. Using handheld GPS devices, we plotted important community points in 11 villages to create an accurate representation of the local Gadazimbo area. We worked on a mapping initiative that will help develop an accurate representation of the local Gadazimbo sublocation. We rode the local Piki motorcycles through the 11 sub-villages of Gadazimbo in order to plot important points like schools, churches, and water points. The information acquired will be uploaded, condensed, and a finalized map will be sent back to the community. One of the main objectives of the Invictus initiative is to continuously build relationships with community members year after year. The trip finished with a short safari in the Masai Mara National Game Park. We not only saw thousands of animals, but also made relationships with the Maasai warriors. We learned about their culture, society, and the emphasis they place on gender roles.